This public hearing of the Frostburg Board of Zoning Appeals, as advertised in local newspaper, to be held at the Frostburg Municipal Center, located at 37 Broadway on Wednesday, December the 3rd at 7 p.m. pursuant to Section 1.18 of the Frostburg Zoning Ordinance, is now in session. Board members present: Julia Williams.
Here.
Kevin Wagner.
Here.
Brian Alderton.
Here.
And Tom Bachman. Here. As there are only 4 members present, I as chair will abstain from voting. My purpose of my voting would only be to create a tie. Okay, so I will abstain from voting. This public hearing is being conducted for the purpose of the property owner who is requesting approval of a special exception process in the C1 University Corridor Mixed-Use District pursuant to Section 3.7.C.11 of the Frostburg Zoning Ordinance to allow an artisan small-scale manufacturing use on the subject property. Meeting procedure is as follows. When you are called to testify, please come forward, state your name and address, and proceed with your testimony. While testimony is being presented, other persons present will refrain from interrupting. Only testimony of persons recognized by the chair will have any bearing on the decision of the board. Decisions made by the Board of Appeals may be appealed to the Circuit Court for Allegheny County, 30 Washington Street, Cumberland. Testimony will be taken in a moment. Okay, will we all rise, please, for the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I ask that those planning on speaking, okay, will please stand and raise their right hand in a moment, as soon as I find it here. Okay. I don't have it. It's here. Thank you. Okay, please, at this point, stand, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly declare or affirm under the penalties of perjury that the testimony you are about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
Yes.
You may be seated. Anyone else wishing to testify?
Just in case.
Thought I had that in here.
It's on the agenda too.
It's right there. Okay. I glanced over it. Okay. Applicant or proponent for the case. Okay, if you have something to present, okay, please at this point in time come forward, take place here at the mic. One at a time, please.
Good evening. I'm Justin Tippin. Address is 10118 Parkersburg Road, Southwest Frostburg, Maryland 21532. So we are proposing that we get the zoning changed, a special exception put into the zoning. It's already allowed in there. There are several uses in which we do meet the criteria. One is going to be indoor agriculture. 2, we also add produce, value-added products. There's a couple stipulations that they had in there that they wanted to make sure that we weren't going to, step into any issues. The city has also questioned some parking previously. Jamie and myself have gone over several things, and we have enough parking for several employees right now at the location to be able to start and then continue to expand to a certain size if company growth does allow that. Right now, we'll have no large trucks in and out for delivery. It's just a standard pickup truck that I drive. I do already manage the property, and my pickup truck's there when we go check on the property already, so there'll be no large trucks in and out. We also have no loading dock. Everything will be carried by hand. There will be no sales from the location. The mushrooms don't put off any odor as they're growing. There's no permanent structure changes. It's actually a big, large basement that was built for storage. Right now, it's just an empty space right now, and there's nothing in there. The building does have sprinklers, and we've already reached out to the fire marshal, so they will be walking through with me. They've already said that we should be okay with everything. Mr. Miller for the fire marshal's office is going to walk through everything with me to double check everything to ensure that we don't need to do anything additional for the sprinkler system that's in there. The other thing is the products that will be grown are mushrooms. Everything through the entire process is recyclable. There's no waste. From the beginning to end, everything is completely reusable at some point in the process, either to be used in gardens, to sell mushrooms, whichever. There's a lot of options. There's no harsh chemicals when we clean everything. We use spray down water and vinegar. There's no disturbance to the neighbors. And one thing is, unlike the tenants in my building, the mushrooms don't make noise as they're growing, so that's one bonus. So, the other thing is, oh no, that's all I have, I'm sorry. So that's kind of the things that have been asked in the previous meeting with the city. We did want to come before you guys. We had the last meeting with the city to get the complete zoning section changed so that this would be allowed in the future. I believe that's going to be going before the board in the near future, so that this step wouldn't even have to happen for businesses to start as long as we met all the criteria of the city and the codes. So.
I have some questions.
Okay. So,
anybody else have some questions?
Go ahead.
Okay. Have the tenants at your building, have they been informed that this is going in?
Yes, and we also have a posting on the front windows that we had to post along with the newspaper ad.
Okay. Is your current business registered with the Maryland Department of Agriculture?
So right now the business isn't up here in Maryland yet. Now all the proper procedures will be taken. We have just been waiting on to make sure we can get the steps into place. So we have the trade name is registered. We have that done already, and then a few other steps in the process. But everything will be completely legal, 100%. So I run two businesses in Frostburg now, a construction company and a property management company, and we tend to try to do things the right way. So.
That's fine. I just wanted to know if you are currently, so you're not currently registered.
Correct. We are not currently.
So you can't sell those mushrooms until you are current.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. Finally, okay, what type of spore mitigation processes do you have? Because the spores can cause problems for individuals with breathing difficulties to begin with.
Okay, so I actually, because I'm a licensed contractor, I have my mold remediation and things like that, so I am very familiar with how to keep all of that under control. So the downstairs, the whole building is created from SIPS panels, so it's really tight anyhow. But between the basement and the first floor, we actually are putting a barrier so that everything is inside contained. Each room that the mushrooms are growing in are going to be completely sealed and have their own breathing. Fresh air in and out return. And between every grow cycle, we actually will do a complete spray down of every single room so that there should be very little contamination or anything that can cause anybody to be sick.
So where will this air, okay, you said will be changed. Where will the air be sent? Okay, where will it be sent out?
It'll go directly outside of the building.
To the outside?
Yes.
Vent to the outside?
Yes, correct.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay, right, I asked about the residents, I asked about registered there. That's all I have for right now.
What's an unusual situation? So I expect questions. That's no problem.
Okay,
So.
that's all I have for right now. Yes.
So you're saying your customers aren't going to come to your location?
No, ma'am, we are not. One, I have tenants in there, so I don't want any problems with that. Two, I don't want any sales in there because we already have an office that has cameras and things like that, and we have a POS system in my office, which makes more sense for things that happen at my office. It's existing. But one thing is, we cater to things that we're planning on being like farmers markets, restaurants, things like that. We've reached out to several restaurants in the area, and they are interested in the products, so we would deliver them fresh in the mornings.
I think you mentioned the word agriculture
Correct.
in your introduction. Do you realize that agriculture does not fit into the definition under what is allowed under a C1 district?
So they brought it that we could do an indoor agriculture under this, so that was one of the things that was brought to our attention that we could do. So I apologize if that's so.
Now, I just don't see a fit of what you propose under the definition of C1 University Corridor Mixed-Use District. I mean, we have group homes, bed and breakfast, cemeteries, churches, community centers, libraries, primary, secondary schools, restaurants and cafes, close, but you're not going to have a menu. and
No,
you're
ma'am,
not
no,
gonna-
ma'am.
Yeah. Retail stores, I don't think so.
No.
So I look at this whole list and I'm thinking, I don't see a fit.
Well, oh,
I mean, that's,
Can I,
Yes, Brian.
if I may interject. So under the C1 district, so under why they're here right now, for a special exception use, I have it pulled up if you want it on the screen. So item 11 under the special exceptions is the artisan small scale manufacturing, which is what he's looking for the special exception for. So that you have to refer to section 8.2, and under section 8.2, examples of artisan small scale manufacturing include but are not limited to item number 4 is indoor agriculture, excluding like a greenhouse for local regional distribution only, which is what
Thank you.
they're.
thank you, Jamie. I appreciate that.
So I just have one question, really. So I understand that you're the property manager, but who's the owner?
Dr. Orr Cohen Inbar, he lives in South Carolina right now. We have complete approval from him if everything goes through. As a matter of fact, he's offered us a year of no rent in the downstairs to be able to get everything up and running because it will help produce jobs in the area. So.
Is that agreement in writing?
Absolutely.
Okay. And I'll have a question for the city, I guess, before we go into the closed session. Brian?
I got another. I watched your presentation to the board of planning, so all my questions were answered there.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
tell us more about the,
What type of mushrooms are you going to be growing?
So that's always the question. So this is where people think. So right now there are several different ones. So there's we have the buttons we can grow, which is not what a lot of people are interested in. There's pink. Give me 1 second. So this is Corey Hyman. He's actually the one that helps me with the whole process of the growing. So he has a lot more of the information on the exact mushrooms. So if it's okay, I would like to have him take part of this over. That way I don't want to give you any wrong information. But everything is edible, nothing hallucinogenic, anything like that. And that's not anything that we're interested in doing.
That wasn't
So-
so.
So, well, it's funny how,
mine, but it's a medicinal.
So,
I figured it'd be.
so there's Lion's Mane that we have. That's one that's a pretty popular one. And then if it's okay, I can hand it over to Corey. He can give you guys a ton more information on
That's
that
why he
part.
stood up and raised his hand.
Yes, sir. So,
That would be fine.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Board members, my name is Corey Hyman. My address is 135 Era Messenger Lane, McHenry, Maryland, 21541. I'm one of the partners that would like to engage in this new business here in Frostburg. I've been producing edible and medicinal mushrooms, non-hallucinogenic mushrooms, for the past year. I've been participating in farmers markets in Garrett County to this point. Currently, I have an indoor farm. It's a 10 by 10 space. Part of my spore mitigation strategy is to make sure that we harvest the mushrooms early enough so that the spore release is much more limited. And so that's part of the mitigation in addition to the issues that Justin raised. In addition to that, I am certified by the state as for agriculture right now. I've received grants for the mushroom farm that we have. I'm formerly a restaurant owner. I am certified as a ServSafe instructor and proctor, and I have been teaching classes in food safety at Garrett College, and I'm taking that care with which I ran my restaurants to the agricultural space. Have participated in various meetings regarding the agricultural rule and the gap for mushrooms to make sure that my current space and any space that we would put together would be conforming to not only to the requirements but to the highest level of safety standards for our practices. Currently, we grow a variety of oyster mushrooms, including black pearl king oyster, pink oyster, golden oyster, king trumpet. We have lion's mane, we have chestnut mushrooms at this point, and I hope to be able to grow not only edible mushrooms but the medicinal mushrooms such as turkey tail, cordyceps, chaga, anything that we'll be able to grow indoor safely and appropriately for the farm.
No morels.
Morels are extremely difficult to grow. It's one of the top requested mushrooms. I know very few people who have actually figured out how to grow morels in a cultivated space rather than outside. What I also know as a former cottage kitchen owner in Pennsylvania and now in Maryland, that I'm not allowed to harvest and sell foraged mushrooms for sale, nor am I able to use the spores from harvested mushrooms for sale. So we are already very aware of all the rules required for safe mushrooms for both fresh mushrooms and everything we would need to do for value added. We've already developed relationships with a number of commercial kitchens so that those products that we would like to then be able to develop for value added will be able to follow those requirements as well.
Did you say you currently are processing for medicinal purposes?
Well, we have capsules and tinctures that they're dietary supplements right now. So rather than being food products, but we are growing them, growing mushrooms and then using commercially produced mushrooms and mushroom powders for tinctures.
Okay, so you are processing now, putting things, or the powder, whatever, in
Correct.
capsules.
We're also selling mushroom coffees and teas, but that's strictly from commercial
Yeah.
purposes. We're not allowed to dehydrate mushrooms in a cottage kitchen at this point.
What kind of liability insurance do you have for those medicinals? I take your mushrooms, I'm supposed to feel relaxed, and I don't.
Well, first of all, there's a very strict labeling that says that we cannot guarantee any medical outcomes, and so we would adhere to that. And so we can talk broadly about the research related to the benefits of mushrooms. We can't guarantee any outcomes or even indicate that we are suggesting any medical outcomes. In terms of liability, I currently have insurance, general liability insurance that I carry and that we've already talked about and have built into our costs.
Where is your current location? Is it in a neighborhood?
Yeah, current location is at the home I listed, 135 Aaron Messenger Lane. It's in my basement
Okay.
of my home, which is large enough to accommodate a 10 by 10 fruiting tent, a 4 by 4 incubation tent, a lab with a flow hood, and tables for processing product.
And are your neighbors as close as the neighbors are on Bowery Street?
No, they're much farther away.
Yeah.
So I'm able to crank my music as loud as I want to do it without headphones, but that's the
Music
one
helps.
issue that I can see as a potential issue.
What do you do for mold abatement? You
For
have
mold
to have-
abatement?
Yeah, you have to have obviously a moist soil.
Correct.
Okay, and therefore that soil can become infested with mold.
That's correct. Yeah, trichoderma in particular is one. So I monitor my mushrooms on a daily basis. Any bags that we have that have any evidence of mold are disposed of and taken to refuse in bags to mitigate that way. I am daily in my tent and I spray them down with vinegar and water as a daily practice, just to make sure that we reduce the amount of bacteria and other fungal growth not related to the mushrooms.
Okay, what about the walls and ceiling? Okay, it's a cottage thing, right? Okay.
So present,
It is in your basement, right?
it is.
Okay, your basement has walls and ceiling.
It does.
Yeah, I figured. Okay, what about those? Because they can also accumulate mold.
Correct. So right now within my basement, I have a separate hydroponic tent that I grow in. So it's a separate structure.
Okay,
It's a soft tent.
Separate. It is separate from the actual, and this is what you're planning on having.
No, actually, at the new facility, we are planning, and Justin could speak more to this issue, to have separated rooms, not in a soft growing tent, but that would have all the mitigation and all the ability to clean. In fact, it would be easier right now with my tent. It does have a base where I have to go in manually on my knees and clean. With the new structure, we'll have drains and be able to wipe them down on a daily basis and keep them very clean.
Okay. I can't think of anything else that I have. I believe that being all over the place.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Presentation of the Planning Commission review staff.
So the Frostburg Planning Commission, they met on November 12th, 2025, to hear the same presentation that Justin and Corey have just given. They requested a favorable recommendation to the Board of Zoning Appeals for the special exception use. The Planning Commission voted to officially recommend unanimously to approve this project for a special exception use. They did list stipulations. They just stated that the applicant should address any parking requirements for the additional land use during the Board of Zoning Appeals hearing, which they have stated and which we have assisted with calculating those parking requirements. There are currently 15 parking spaces at the site, 14 standard spaces and 1 ADA space. Based on the residential units there, we calculated that would be 12 spaces required, and then the new use would require 2 additional spaces, so that would require 14 spaces. So the existing parking at the site should be sufficient.
Just wanted to
Okay.
ask a quick follow-up question. So I'll ask the same, I guess, question I ask every meeting. Did you receive any kind of comments from the public, whether it was phone call, email, letter, social media?
We have not.
Okay. And then second, I'm still kind of curious about, what the zoning was when this building was originally built. I understand it's C1 now and this is allowable use, but what was it when it was originally constructed? Do we know that?
Offhand, no. I
Okay.
don't.
Okay. Do we have any opponents to speak against this happening? Anything like that? Okay, that being seeing no one, okay, I will then declare us now in executive session to discuss our findings, what we've heard.
All right.
Well,
really have any thing to say about it. I've already asked all the questions things I was curious about. I mean, it is allowable under the zoning ordinance and how it's currently zoned, but I'm just wondering how it was previously zoned. You know, I understand things are evolving and changing in that area.
My concern was for the patrons upstairs, that type of thing.
Seems
Okay,
like the
okay.
smells will be abated and, there's going to
Yeah,
be some
all
mitigation
that-
measures.
All that's been explained, how that's gonna be mitigated and that type of thing, and they have been notified that this is going to occur and this is going to be present. That was my big, obviously, that was the first question I asked, so, okay. And obviously, okay, was a major concern to me, okay, because once I saw that people with
Right.
asthma and things like this could be affected by the spores
Absolutely,
and that
yep.
type of thing. Okay, I went, well, okay, these people need to know if we approve this, that that's going in.
Mhm.
Okay, it is, so.
I always go back to the definition of the special exception can be authorized when the Board of Zoning Appeals finds a preponderance of evidence of record that the proposed use of the structure, one, will be consistent with the city's comprehensive plan. And I think city planner clarified that for me anyway, under the definitions. Will meet the standards and criteria applicable to such use, similar to such use, and similar use is permitted as a matter of right within the subject zoning district, and I think I've got a check there, okay. Will not cause an adverse effect upon adjoining and surrounding properties unique and different in kind or degree than associated with such use regardless of its location within the zone. And I guess I'm kind of having problems with how close this building is to other buildings and an agricultural manufacturing use. With the example, that
The
Ms.
only thing, like I said, with what you're saying, the thing that would concern me most there would be, okay, you said that this is gonna be vented to the outside.
Right,
Okay, what's vented to the outside, at least the residents on either side should be notified, and they've already put stuff up. Okay, posted that this will be going in, this will be going in, so those people are aware. I just want to give the tenants in those other areas and in the building a chance to say, I'm gonna find someplace else, okay, because this is gonna affect my lungs, this is gonna affect my breathing, this type of thing. Okay, I want them to be able to say, I need to find someplace else, this is just, I just
It's a
can't
recourse.
do this, okay, and it seems they're making reasonable efforts to notify these people, okay, at this point in time, at least to me, that's, okay. That was my big concern coming in.
right,
Okay, was, what about these tenants, okay? Having a daughter with asthma, I know I know how that can go, okay, and how, how suddenly things can come on and things like that. Just a concern,
So
and I feel,
before the meeting, I studied the area, and just looked on the map and clicked around who the property owners were. And, there's a good picture here that kind of shows how one is very close. So I don't know how it's proposed to be vented, but, potentially that might be an issue, blowing on out the window over here.
we all know how the wind blows.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, in Frostburg.
But there are a lot of rental units around here too, In fact, I think almost all of them are. But on the other side, obviously, there's a parking lot, so there's a larger space between the side and the back. So really, this is kind of the only area that's really close, I guess.
Yeah, okay, behind that,
Yeah.
okay, you've got the street in between, I think
Yeah.
that's the back of you looking out.
That's
into the
correct.
yard.
Yep.
Okay, they're showing you that.
health issues aren't really in the zoning appeals
Yeah, I know.
documents.
Right, that's not there.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
But you can make conditions though
But
of approval.
Yes.
And I guess wherever you are in C1, if you put this business in C1, you're going to have that closeness.
Yes, it's an old residential area.
Mhm.
Okay.
I don't
I guess,
know.
I'm gonna guess at one point in time, the answer to your question would have been, what was residential?
Yeah, it probably
Okay,
was like
because
a
knowing most of
R3 or
Frostburg, right?
something.
And, okay, that would have come before they even had a zoning ordinances, that type of
Things
thing.
are evolving there with the changes of, you know, they've been buying out the
Mhm.
properties
Oh,
and
yeah.
expanding that, you know, university district, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm not aware of any other business similar to this, are you, or, you know?
No, I'm.
Not mushrooms,
I
but it could
didn't
be
even,
anything else.
I
you
didn't
know?
even know about
Yeah.
his business.
I
up
I
there.
learned something, yeah.
Well, there's a restaurant in C1, that
Yeah,
beach
there's-
restaurant.
Right, that's Giuseppe's.
Could be a client.
No, it's on the corner of Center and College.
Beach Club.
Yeah.
Beach club?
Yeah, the beach club out there.
There's
right.
Brenda Burns.
Right, that's right across from the church.
That's
My
their
church.
operation.
Okay.
Yeah,
that one.
yeah.
I'm good.
Okay. Any other discussion on this matter?
No, I mean, the fact that, you know, the ordinance is coming in front of the mayor and council here within a week or two to actually make this a permitted use, I mean, that does it for me.
Assuming it's approved, right?
One time on the council, there was only one contested vote.
If that being the case, okay, I'd like to,
make a
discussion,
motion.
have a motion to either approve or deny.
I'll make a motion to approve as presented.
Do we
Second.
have a second?
Yep.
Okay,
Second.
we have a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It was by unanimous vote. Okay.
Congratulations.
Okay.
Thank you all very
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for doing it the right way, you know.
In which
Your
case,
thoughtfulness on it, too. We appreciate that. And we
I
are-
was really,
Cool
the special
So
exemption,
the, oh, sorry. the
Yeah,
only
I'm
odor
sorry,
that
the
comes
special
out is
exemption
just
is
carbon,
approved.
Like that's the only other odor that comes out of the building. It's just like us, that's the same with mushrooms. So that was one of my big concerns, because I manage the property also, and I have to take the phone calls if the tenants are upset. So believe me, that's the last thing I want.
If I can offer one more thing too, currently in my facility, I have 2 intakes where I have HEPA filters for the air coming in. There's no reason we can't also put a filter for the air going out that would catch any additional contaminants.
would you mind
do
doing
we
that?
put
No,
that on? No, we
actually-
can do that as a stipulation, maybe.
You can put it as a stipulation, but I plan
Right.
on doing that anyhow. So that's
Would you be
absolutely.
willing to add that as a stipulation to your motion?
What was it? What am
Okay.
what am I adding to my motion?
Okay, they have HEPA filters on the intake air. They could put HEPA filters on the output air as well, and that would keep it from being spread out into the community. Any spores being spread out into the community.
These guys are okay with that?
Yeah, that was their suggestion.
Okay, well, Chair, I'd like to withdraw my
Sorry.
previous motion and propose an amended motion to accept as presented with the condition that they will install a HEPA filter as we just discussed.
Second.
Second?
Favor. Yeah, second and in favor.
In favor. Okay, so it's still approved.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
It's still, thank you for the suggestion. That's a very good suggestion.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have every idea of doing everything right. I've never done something wrong, so it's just easier that way than coming here being in trouble. So it just works so much.
Easier to do it right the
It
first
is,
time.
It is, it absolutely is.
If only everybody thought that way, though.
Thank you folks very much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it'd be much nicer if everybody.
I gotta refresh on Robert's rules to see if I did that withdrawal of motion.
It might not be legal, right?
We need to sign the paper yet, don't leave till we sign the paper.
Thank you folks. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Night.
Good night.
Have a nice holiday.
You too. Merry Christmas.
Have a Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
Was there a motion to adjourn or?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Sounds good. I'll second.
We only have one case, right?
We only have one case, but we gotta sign the paper.
Yes.
Correct.
Let me get you the paper. I'll have
Jumpy.
to print the
And
sheet for the,
I think it's a rule that you have to sign the paper with your